realized all the lights aren't on. Okay, now all the lights are on. And we have Project Recipe tonight. It's a day early. I do apologize. We have family coming into town tomorrow. We weren't sure when they were going to be able to see us. They are down at Disney for the week. So tomorrow's the day. So I had to juggle some things, and I didn't want to miss live with you this week because a couple weeks ago I had to cancel, and I hate to do that. So here we are, and I'm looking forward to a fun project recipe tonight. Hopefully you can hear me okay. Just gonna check my settings. Looks like everything's good to go. All right, let's do some announcements here. Okay, the secret box number 2. So that's sold out in just a matter of a couple days. It is going to come back this Friday. So we're going to do the opening at Go Gray in May on Friday. If you ordered, you will receive your box at Go Gray, and we will open it at 5 with the rest of the world. Then, since they'll be open, if you didn't get one, they will be available on Friday, and you can purchase one, and you'll see what you missed out on. You also have the opportunity on Friday to purchase the first box, which I'll be posting pictures of those because that's not a secret. But because you have to order 1, 2, 3, 4 in order to get 5, that's why I feel like Creative Memories keeps giving us a second chance on these boxes to get them, because they want to make sure that people are able to get the 5th box. So the first box had like a celestial, like star kind of feel to it. So like people were using them for the like eclipse pictures and different things. It's really beautiful, using them for all kinds of things. But anyway, I'll post a picture of that, and then of course after after we open our boxes on Friday, I'll be able to share those pictures with you, and you can order those. All right, what's next? We still have a couple spaces left. I know it's because it's Mother's Day weekend. I'm sure that's why we didn't sell out this year. A lot of you are headed out of town, and I love that. However, we still have room. So I'm giving the count tomorrow for lunch Saturday. So if you're still on the fence, just get off the fence. If you're going to be in town, come join us on Friday or Saturday. Come scrap with us to help raise money for the Cannonballs for Cane Foundation. And if you're out of town and you want to donate, you can do that by going to cannonballs.org, and you can purchase a cannonball. And so those are the cannonballs that Kirsten and I, Kane's mom, we will be doing into the pool. And we will be giving everyone a shout out that does that $100 donation. So if you go on and donate $100, for those ones where we usually look for 10 people, because they give away grants in the amount of $1,000, and that will cover one grant for a family. So love for you to sponsor some cannonballs. And maybe you have a friend that wants to go in on a cannonball with you. You can say, hey, let's make Tara and Kirsten do a cannonball. Of course, one of you can pay the $100, and the other one can, you can get $50 from your friend, and you can split a cannonball if you want. But we would, I think we did 12 last year. So, and we were feeling it. It's the cannonball. There, you got to do that tuck and knees to chest. We were definitely feeling that the next day. It's been a minute since we did some cannonballs. Scrapbook Club is this Thursday, May 8th, 6:30 in Port Orange. We will do the noteworthy spread number 5, and so I have all the supplies for you, unless you ordered the quarter and you were there last month and you got the whole quarter. You got April, May, and June. But if you didn't order the quarter bundle, then you will get number 5 this week. And I did order extra, so there's still room for you. And I'm also doing a beginner class at the same location that night at 7. So if you are brand new to scrapbooking or pretty new to scrapbooking, I have a generic noteworthy page that you can do. It's a 2-page spread. It comes with stickers. And if you bring a friend who's also new, you guys can split the fee, but you can both do a 2-page spread. So just $5 each if you bring a friend. And that's at 7 o'clock that night. We usually have about 15 people come for Scrapbook Club. And, you know, they're the usual suspects, but we would love to have, if you're new, it's a great place for you to meet some scrappy friends, especially if you're new to the area, or if you've just been away from scrapbooking for a while. So we'd love to have you. Let's see, Virtual Crop is also this coming weekend. So we're going to have some fun with those sketches since it lands on our Go Gray in May. So I can't wait for that. And if you're unable to attend, but you're going to be scrapbooking, if you upload your pages to the Virtual Crop group, make sure to add the hashtag Daytona Area Scrapbooking so that I see your posts and you're entered to win some CM credits. And don't forget, if you're watching tonight, to say hey Carrie, and because that is how you're going to be entered to win some CM credits. So say hello and like this video. All right, next Tuesday, we have Tool Time with Tara, and that's the Road Trip Border Punch and the Road Signs Mini Trio Punches. This is really sad. So those mini trio punches sold out on Monday. Now I was supposed to do this a Tool Time last month, and I wish I had, so you could see how adorable and cute those little punches are, because now they're sold out. But I think, I forget how many I ordered. I might have a couple extra sets in there if anyone wants those, but I can't wait to play with them. This border punch is still available, so we are going to proceed, and I'm so sorry that those have sold out. It really has gotten to be that if you really like a punch, you got to get it quick. Take Tuesday, May 20th, that'll be a noontime show. And all right, next up we have Lakeland. That's in June, so that one, actually I didn't close it down. So if you were on the fence for that, you have, while I'm talking live, to sign up for that. Then it's going to get shut down because we are less than a month away from Lakeland. But Helen is the end of July, and we would love for you to join us, and it's a good opportunity. So our friends a little bit further up the East Coast want to join us because it's in Helen. So for me, it's about a 8 or 9 hour drive. So, you know, if you're a little further north of Georgia, then maybe you can come down and meet up with your scrappy friends in Georgia. And Helen is so much fun. All right, many thanks if you subscribe to me on YouTube. I certainly appreciate that. And now that Facebook is erasing content videos after 30 days, you'll definitely want to make sure you are subscribed to my YouTube channel to watch past videos, because they will get scrubbed from Facebook after 30 days now. So you can catch me live on here on Facebook and then catch the replay on YouTube. And that's especially important for those of you that subscribe to the card class. And one last reminder, I don't know where my little slide is for commenting and liking, but make sure you comment and like on this. I'll try to remember as we go. I think most of you know. Oh, tag a friend and remind them that I'm on Monday tonight. Because it's odd. It's not Tuesday, but I hate to record. I much prefer to be live with you all. It takes the same amount of time for me to do it, either, you know, It takes me an hour to do it recorded or an hour to do it live, and I'd much rather do it live and get some input from you all. All right, what happened there? Okay, whoops, I'm a little low. I'm flying low here. Let's get back. Let's go up. All right, so as luck would have it, I'm just going in order, but I every month on Project Recipe, I scrapbook a retreat. Eventually, I'm going to catch up, but this is a retreat to Lakeland in 2022. So I started doing this when I started going live in 2020, and I just had my 70th retreat. So this is after 50. This is somewhere between 50 and 60, this retreat. So I feel, you know, I don't have a retreat every month, so I will eventually catch up. And isn't that amazing? Okay, it's taken me 5 years. You know, by the time I get up to crop 70, maybe I'll be to like 75. But still, it's like 2 albums, and you know, some people go a whole lifetime without 2 albums. So that's just doing 1 2-page spread a month, kind of like we're doing in the Scrapbook Club. We're just doing 1 2-page spread a month, and at the end of the year, we're going to have 12 2-page spreads. And for some of you, you've been collecting for many, many years, all the things, and now it's time to get the pages done. Hi, Nancy. Speaking of getting pages done, friend Nancy, she does an amazing amount of albums. She had to do some work, graduations, and everything else. So we miss you, Nancy. And thanks for hopping on. All right, so project recipe tonight is Hit the Road. This is the Hit the Road project recipe. If you haven't RSVP'd on my website, you're going to want to do that. RSVP at DaytonaAreaScrapbooking.com. You have until 8:30. We'll be done, you know, about 8. So you'll have time afterwards to RSVP. But the reason why you want to RSVP and the reason why I extended to 8:30 is so that you can get the PDF. Let's see. I am going to use this paper as my background paper, kind of dark. It's like navy green, has like a touch of yellow or green. This is from the boho, something boho. Boho. I can't think of what the other is. Boho something. But one thing I mention every week is how so nicely the papers blend in Creative Memories. I think maybe this is from like Princess paper. I wanted to get pinks, greens, yellows because we always have a citrus theme in Lakeland, and it kind of ends up being a little color war, although not really. But I do like to group everyone by whatever color they decide to wear for group. So they're just supposed to wear citrus colors. I don't know. We always have a group of teal people. That's not a citrus color. Oh, except for what's that liqueur that's blue? That technically is an orange liqueur and it's blue. So, you know, if you think hard enough, you can make anything work. Sadly, we have about the same number of people registered for this year, but like 10 of these ladies aren't going to be there. So good news, we have 10 other ladies that are coming, but 10 of these ladies aren't coming, and we're going to miss them. It is a fan favorite. All the retreats are, I guess. All right, let's get to cutting this. Let's stop talking. Let's start cutting. Okay, less talky, more cutty. All right, so if you are not familiar with a project recipe, what a project recipe is. Creative Memories comes out with one of these for every collection. This is for the Hit the Road collection. So it's a little project recipe. The first page shows what it's like with the cut pieces and what it's like completed. I always show it with totally different papers because I have stacks of pre-done pages, but I like to get things done in my album while I'm showing. That's one reason. The other reason is I like to show people that you can save these project recipes and use them time and time again. So you can use them for that. You don't have to just use the Hit the Road collection with this. So the first thing we're going to do is cut the designer paper number 1. Now, I did read the front because I noticed these little triangles, and on the front it says to use, to make sure the more patterned side of the paper is facing up, and pay attention to the direction of the paper pattern. You know, we always do that. Check both sides to make sure that there isn't like a direction. So there really isn't a direction to this. It's the same way this way and this way. This has like a little subtle pink print. So we're gonna cut this at 4 inches. And we're gonna cut again at 4 inches, though it doesn't say it, but it is labeled as A, and all the other A's are 4 inches by 1.5 inches. So using my noggin, that tells me I'm going to cut these together. So 4 by 1.5. And so we got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, yeah, 8. I'm gonna go down to 4, and then I have to do a 2 by 2 on one of them. So so that's the 3rd cut and the 4th cut. If you're gonna get fancy like this, you gotta pay attention. Otherwise I would have now there is extra, I would have worked it out, but so now I need to separate those for the last 4. 2, 3, and 4, and that should be correct. And now I need a 2. Actually, something was off in my cutting somewhere. So since I have extra room, I'm going to do one more, get one more out of that side, and then I'm going to do, I have to do a 2. I need 2 by 2. Here's a 2 by 2. 2 2 by 2s. And I need to cut them from top right to bottom left. So I don't think it matters. Okay. Those are just little corners. I'm not super huge fan of those, but that's okay. So we want these all with the same pattern up. So I'm going to do the pink pattern up, and we're going to go from the top left to the bottom right. So let's get those cut. Oh, I didn't cut all the way through. I feel like I'm gonna miss some of these little triangles. This is one of the things I really like about the project recipe is I generally wouldn't take the time to, to do something like this unless, I had the directions. And so it's because I'm not one of those creative types that's gonna come up with this idea on my own, though I am okay at following directions. And just a couple million more. All right. Whoops. So we had a big graduation this weekend. My daughter-in-law, Emma Jane, graduated from UNF, civil engineering degree. Aiden will actually not graduate until August with his master's. Still has some work to do on his thesis, on his master's thesis, which is on I have no idea what. But they both want to move back to Volusia, which is good. So if anyone, they're both applying, and I've had interviews in Volusia at engineering firms, which is great. And by all accounts, it looks like April is returning from Australia. Not this week, but next week. So it's going to be wild around here. When isn't it wild around here, I ask you? Just buckle up. Oh, I joined the 5 a.m. club this morning. It's a book. Came up on Facebook. This is another reason why you should not look at Facebook ads. It was telling me I should read this book called the 5 a.m. Club. And I'm a night owl, but I like low-key am so jealous of morning people. Like my husband, he gets up at 4:30. Like he just springs out of bed. That is not me. But this book. So anyway, reading this book. Got up at 5 this morning. Here's the thing. You might be super productive that early in the morning, in the quiet of the morning. That's what they say, right? But at this time of the day, they don't. There's nothing in the book about what happens at 7:21 when you get up at 5. That is when I am on the struggle bus. And if you've been watching lives for years, you know that I hang out on the struggle bus a lot. So this is like self-imposed struggle bus. Okay, wait. So let's talk about the border punch. Obviously, the Hit the Road is the new cute little sedan or Wagoneer with trees. Okay, we're not going to use that for Lakeland. We have a citrus theme. So here are my options. I can do the citrus punch. Not available any longer, I'm sorry to say. I can do, this is technically apples, but they make darling little oranges too. I could do that one. I could also do this little, goodness, I already forgot what it's called. Sip. It's little beverages, so it's like lemonade and little mason jar, super cute. Which, by the way, our Border Maker cartridges vary in price between $20 and $21.50. This one is on sale because of the summer collection just came out today for $10. So on the website, on the Creative Memories website. So if you are collecting these, you will want to run, not walk, to get this little. Oh, now I gotta look it up because it's making me crazy. I just had it pulled up. I can't think of what it's called. Are they on the deals? Yes. Oh, and the scissors is still a deal. What on earth is it called? Tools. It is called, wait, the suspense is killing you. I know. Oh, I should mention that fun sunglasses. It's called Thirst Quencher. Ugh, why couldn't I remember that? It just rolls off the tongue. Okay, so the Thirst Quencher Border Maker cartridge on sale at creativememories.com for just $10. I don't need this right now because that's what I'm decided I'm going to do, because we're all dressed in our citrus, and I'm gonna do the lemonade, because I think I maybe have done these with other Lakeland ones. Well, hey Shelby, thanks for joining us. All right, so if you have not used the Border Maker cartridge, you are missing out on a big part of your scrappy life. So you saw the way that cartridge just went right in here. This is like old Creative Memories. That's how good our tools are. Then you're going to line up the notch on the front with the notch here, and you're just going to punch. And this is the thirst quencher Border Maker cartridge, and it's adorable. So it's like little like lemonade, mason jars, cups. So we're gonna do it again. Now you could punch this also out of a different color, and then you can match, like this could be like orange juice or lemonade, and you could put it back inside if you wanted to add a little color to your border. We're gonna play with this because this project recipe has us cut out 4 because we're going to offset them. I've showed that before, where you do a darker and a lighter and you kind of offset them a little bit, and it looks like a shadow. It really looks nice. So I don't want to throw away all those little inside lemon potentially drink punch poops. I'm just going to throw away those other ones. All right, now I can finish cutting this sheet. This side has a little bit of jaggediness, so I'm going to work from the other side. And what that's going to look like on my paper, here it is, lost it. So I'm going to work from this way. So I need a 5-inch and a 4-inch. So here's my 5, and that's just a 5 by 12, done. And then I need a 4-inch, and that's going to be 2 4 by 6s. And this is just extra. I'm not going to throw it away just yet, because I might need it for like a journal box or for a punch. Oh, I did grab out of my punches this water / flame punch, because it also could be juice. So I grabbed that. You know, when I'm prepping for this, I'm thinking I got citrus on the brain, so I started grabbing anything that reminds me of citrus. And not only did that remind me of like the little, you know, pieces of citrus, I'm sure they have a real name, whatever that is, but it also reminded me of, you know, like juice. Oh, that's the wrong place. All right, so this one we're just going to punch 2, and then we are going to leave a 9 by 9, so we're going to have some extra. So we want to punch first, just because you don't want to end up with like little, or what our friend Lisa says, schnibbles, because they're harder to work with, because you need to have this. Now I've shown you ways to overcome that with post-it notes and different things, but it is nice if you can just have a full sheet. And so we just need to do 2 punches, and then we can do our 9 by 9. And I hey Shelby. I think I said hi when you came in. But if you're watching and you haven't said hey, make sure you do say hey so that you can be entered to win some CM credits at the end of the show. These also look like little pieces of toast. And actually, now that I'm looking at it, the shape of this, you could also make some cute cookies or eggs. I mean, if this is toast. They also look like little Pac-Man ghosts. I love checking out the punch poop. Seeing what we can make from it. All right. We've done our 4 punches. We can set that over here. So now we need a 9x9. Let's flip out our little arm here. Make sure that we have the nice side. All right, let's cut off. All right, so 9x9. 9 by 9. So we have this extra. And now it's time to assemble. It's the fun part. All right. We have done all the cutting. We cut all these little Duma flotchers, and then we cut these and we cut this. So we are ready to assemble. I'm going to start with the left page first, I think. All right, so this will be easy if you are a quilter, I think. For some people, okay, right? Well, I guess you have to just, no. You can't, because I cut it with this side up, I guess it has to go that way, right? Wait, oh, I forgot. I have 2 different ways here. Hold on. Oh, no, yeah, they are set. I was like, wait, that's not going to be the same. Yeah, it's not. All right, look at the picture, Tara. Okay, here we go. And then I guess this goes under. Is that right? And then this goes like this. No. Yeah. Okay, so it's 3 of these across. And they are toe to toe, if you will. And then these go in like that. Whew, that was a little. So I think I'll start with the pink ones, right? The darker pink. And stick those down and then stick the other ones on the top. All right, now I've got a plan. That first one, always hard. I think I'm going to use the repositionable. Feels like the right thing to do because you just never know. And it looks like this is what's going to carry on, we're going to carry it on all the way across the other page as well. I really just in my brain thought tomorrow was Wednesday because we're here on a Monday instead of a Tuesday. Okay. No. Yes. Thought that was wrong. You quilters. Whew. This is, you know, am I right? Does this remind you of quilting? Because, I mean, I feel like, yeah, there's, like, you have to put on your quilter's brain for this. And I don't quilt. I should say that. It is a fun, it's a fun and different look. You know, this page is not going to look like all of your other pages. That is for sure. Because that is a different look. Okay, so I'm just looking at this. Oof, and it hurts my head. So that goes like that. And then this goes like this. Okay, so these ones, it's like just the points that are touching. So it's flat. Okay, so that to me is like, that hurts my head. I almost would have flipped them the other way, but you know, you have a nice flat edge for the cars. So I see, wait, why doesn't this one want to work anymore? Because I have to do it right. That goes like that. It really is a little brain twister. So don't get discouraged. You can do it, I promise. This goes like this. Okay, so once again, let me do these pink ones, and then I'll put those ones. So I guess down here, it's just good to make sure that it's like perpendicular. I guess I can use those little triangles on my print. They will help me. But you see what I'm saying? Like with these, like my inclination is, since this is facing the pictures, is to do it that way, but the flat part. So, but I get it. It always works out if you can figure out this part. All right, so now we're going to come back in over here like that. Whew, need to turn on my fan. This one's got me sweating. Okay. I feel like I should go ahead and do the other page since I'm on a roll. What do you think? Is that okay? I'm going to leave this one right here. Let's make sure. Yes. I just feel like if I don't, then I might mess it up. So I'm just going to keep rolling. Normally I'll finish one before I move on to the other, but in this case, once your brain kind of attaches to the rhythm of the quilt, then I feel like you should go with it. Now somehow I ended up high. I guess my cutting, it looks the same. Maybe I was just tilted. No, I don't know. Whew. All right, yep, that goes like that. We'll get there. Don't be afraid to try this one. Everyone's gonna be like, yeah, you know what? I don't need that PDF. No, do it. It's fun. Because like I said, your pages, especially this is when I pull out a project recipe, when I feel like my pages start to look the same. Like I just kind of start to do the same. Like I don't know. Grab a border cartridge, I don't know, just whatever. But so that's when I know it's time to pull out a project recipe. And it's fun to look through this album that I have used all these project recipes on, because the pages, you know, from month to month are so very different. Aw, thanks for that encouragement, Carrie. All right, we are in the final stretch of the hard part, I think. I'm going to preload those triangles. With some tape. It's nice because that little flyaway edge, you saw it, like, okay, so we did it. All right, so now that that's done, we have to, this is where our border maker cartridges go along the bottom. This piece is going to go here like that, and yep, it like just touches the top there of those ones. And then over here, now this is funny, usually this is a cheat, so you could cheat and take back some of your paper if you want. But a lot of times in the project recipe, like this middle part wouldn't be there. You know, it looks like you would cut this piece and this piece, or maybe you would end it like kind of, you know, in the middle, I would, so that you could rescue this piece. In fact, what I might do is just take some. Not that close. Oh, that was almost a boo-boo. I'm gonna do 3 punches, but I'm doing it from the middle there. I almost did it on the end. That would have been a disaster. We would have overcome it together, but it would have been a problem. So, like I was saying, normally that doesn't happen, but see, no one knows except for you all that that I cut those out of the middle. And like I said, you could, if you were going to do like a title, you could, if you were going to use a Cricut or something, you could just kind of Cricut out of the middle there. Whoops, not that. This. All right. No one will ever know. Don't tell. Okay. And let's look at the finished. So it does go over the pictures. So I'm just going to lay these on here. Now, they're 2 yellows. So Tara, what? Come on. Yeah, that was, you know, not the best choice I made all day, but it's kind of a reverse shot. I could put the dark underneath. We'll see what looks the best. So probably not that one, because it's going to be right close to that paper. So probably we need to put this on top. What I should have done was turn the paper. Oh wait. I can though, because one of them I used cardstock. Okay, so the reverse side of this paper is blue, like a little darker blue, like a shadow. So I can offset these a little bit. See how that looks? I don't know, it might be hard to see. Just like a little offset shadow. And I'm just gonna lay them there. We're gonna come back to it, but I think I like that. We can look at it both ways. I think, yeah, it's gonna get lost the other way. So we're gonna flip it the other way. The picture just pours the other way. It doesn't matter. And thankfully, I used cardstock on the other one, so that's gonna go like that. And these are both mats, and it doesn't, I was just about to put it flush, but it actually doesn't go flush. It's gonna come out just a smidge. If it comes out much more than a smidge, it's gonna cover up a lot of that middle picture. I think that's the center. Just kind of winging it, just eyeballing it. All right. Now, oh, okay, these things. All right, so these are supposed to go in the corners like that. You're supposed to double them up. And that. I don't know how I feel about double corners. I feel like it's not necessary. It just feels like a lot. I am going to either omit them all together or just go for single. But now that we know what we're doing with these, I'm not going to stick them down just yet. I'm going to go ahead and put the pictures on. Where are the pictures? Okay, so here's something else that I had to do. So it calls for 4 square pictures. Well, I need to do one long one. So that is my plan. Oh, look, it's me on me. Now, I had a picture with me not in it, but a 4x6, whatever, you know, whatever setting the camera was at, it was going to cut people off. So this is, I went for this instead. We could probably do, I want to do this group one. That'll work as a square. We've got these long pictures. That's the hotel. That's a swan. So Lakeland is known for the swans. And I was going to put a picture in the middle, maybe the yellow. It looks nice over there. And let's Crystal's shirt had all the colors, so she ended up in every picture. She's here, she's here, she's here, she's here, not here. I think there's a way I can fit in this picture. Actually, maybe I will fit in this picture on this side and I'll oval it because I think this one will fit on here. All right, now that we got those laid out, let's get out the trimmer. So we're really not going to do anything with this one. The rest of these call for 4x4. No problem with these ones. I'm going to start with the bottom so that I can trim off the excess, and then So that's how that's gonna look. Now I could crop into some of this picture, but I think it's okay that way. So normally I try to get some like scrapbooking pictures in. Because we do scrapbook. I think I like the way that looks. And I think I can get, I like those little pineapples, but I don't think they're gonna make the cut, literally. That one probably could, but it looks a little funny. I probably should have cut a little bit more. I'm just talking to myself. Oh, now I want to cut off a little bit more because there's just like a smidge of a pineapple. Okay. And you know what? Just to balance that off, I can lose a little bit off this corner. That looks good. There's a lot of colors going on here. A lot of colors. But we look so darn cute in our bright colors, don't we? So, for those of you attending, and if Carrie's still on, she is, and it's going to be her birthday. Don't forget to wear your citrus colors. Let's review what's citrus, not teal, unless you're dressing as a liqueur, as a citrus liqueur. Orange, yellow, green, limes, lemons. Pink lemons, that's a real thing, and that works. But it's not all fruits. We're citrusy. So that's the beauty of repositionable, is these kind of things. So I'm just offsetting a smidge, and when I mean a smidge, I mean a smidge. And you just get a little shadow effect. Can you even see it? It's so subtle, it's really hard for you to tell. I kind of went up. I'm going crooked, but that's okay. That's better. There's a lot. This is a lot going on. It's more than I normally do, but I think I like these little splashes, little juice splashes. Glad I cut those. Little, oh, you can't even see it. Little citrus splash up here in the corner. All right, let's get this other page done and call it a night. I guess I won't need any of that. Now, this is supposed to be cut 3.5 by 5.5. Gonna have to go off the top here. Take a little off the top. I'm gonna go 1/4 because I like a thin mat. So instead of 3.5 by 4.5, I'm going with the quarter cut. I know
the recipe calls for the wider. And then this is just going to kind of slip in here. And if you're watching, if you're hopped on late, if you just discovered us, make sure you say hey so that you're entered to win, and don't run away because you have to be present for the CM credits. So don't leave before the credits. This is this year when we go, we're gonna, because not everyone's a morning person. We're gonna do a sunset and a sunrise. So this lake, you can walk around. Well, the other one too, the one across from the hotel, you can walk all the way around it as well. So, which means that you can get great pictures at sunrise and sunset because you can walk around the whole lake. And the swans are so pretty at sunrise and sunset. I just can't. I can't wait. Wait, what size is this picture? 3.5 by 5.5. All right, let me just cut a smidge off the top or bottom. I guess the bottom. I hate doing that when I've already added adhesive, but I made it. Worked. It looks like the way they're over here, it's like there was some sort of contest. The yellow one. There was no contest. All right. I'm just trying to make sure that I put the adhesive. Oh my goodness. Look what I just did. I just went max max tape runner and did not check to see which tape runner I had. Okay, so now I have adhesive everywhere. I've got adhesive everywhere. Everywhere. Coming out of all of the areas. This tell me you were up at 5 a.m. without telling me you were up at 5 a.m. So hopefully my brain adapts. so far. But to be fair, even if I hadn't got up at 5 a.m., this had a chance of happening. Let's make sure that we have the correct adhesive. Let's see what we can do to correct the problem once it's down. And maybe I won't be able to tell. Ay. It's under there, but I'm going to come in with my little, thing. So one thing that's kind of bugging me is that there's none of this yellow paper over here. This paper. And we have a lot of it. But I don't know what I could do with it. I do need to, I've got some white cardstock. I need to add a little, let's make sure where you've got the right adhesive. what else was I gonna do? Oh, I grabbed a piece of white cardstock. Where'd it go? Here it is. I had a little schnibble. I'm just gonna add a couple little white strips. Not there. I think I'll just stay with this one. Is that even straight? All right. Well, oh, I know. I was gonna oval this, but that's in the other room. So I will put that on the finished product there. I will not hold you up any longer because it's 8:01. But that is what we ended up with. What do you think? Definitely something I would not have come up with on my own, but I like it. It's a fun page. I think I will try to figure out how to incorporate some of this paper over here. Actually, I could dig some corners, you know, that they wanted me to do with pink. I could dig some corners just to bring that in. In fact, let's do it. So they were 2 by 2. I just feel like we need to have some of that. And once you get your page to this point, I mean, or at any point, you can just go off script. I didn't need 4 of them. I'm not going to double them up, but I just felt like we needed to have, I just needed to pull it in. I had to do it. And you know what? If I had the back side of that is, right? So that would have pulled it over, but I think it looks better with the blue as the shadow. All right, well, that is it. Another retreat done. This was Lakeland 2022. So, oh my goodness, 3 years ago? Wow. We didn't do one there in 2023 because my son got married. And we were starting to have family come into town. Like, I just couldn't wrap my brain around a retreat the week before the wedding. Okay. So let's do our drawing, shall we? Let's get rid of, let's make sure that we are, oh, what now? I'm already logged in. Okay. There's always a little delay. Sorry. Okay. And trying to get it all ready. Oh, I forgot. I can't. Okay.
That was close, Carrie. Whew. I was like, oh no, I know there's a delay. But I'm glad you're here. So congratulations, some CM credits for you, and I will send those right over. Some new stuff came out. Hey, you can get the new thirst, not new, but you can get the Thirst Quencher Border Maker cartridge for $10. There, you just won a Border Maker cartridge tonight if you want to add that one to your collection. All right, well, that's all I have tonight. Thanks, everyone, for joining me on a weird night on a Monday. I mean, it's not, tonight's not a weird night, but it's a weird night for me to be on here with you. I appreciate that. In case you missed the beginning, we have family coming into town tomorrow, so I will be entertaining. And but thanks for being on here, and hopefully you had fun. And if you do this project recipe, please post a picture of it. I would love to see what you create. Alrighty, until I see you again, stay scrappy, my friends.